So earlier in this section, I mentioned this character, which we call the caret character. What does this mean? Well, in order to understand this, first you need to understand semantic versioning, which is also called SemVer, semantic versioning. In semantic versioning, the version of a node package has 3 components, as you can see here. So 3 numbers, 4, 13, and 6. The first number is what we call the major version. The second one is what we call the minor version. And the third one is what we call the patch version or patch release, which is used for bug fixes. So let's say tomorrow, the developers of Mongoose find a bug in the current version, 4.13.6. They will fix the bug and release a new version, and that version would be 4.13.7. So when they fix a bug, they will increase the patch version. The minor version is used for adding new features that don't break the existing API. So if the Mongoose team add a new feature without breaking the existing API, they would increase the minor version. So that version would be 4.14.0. 0 because in that version, they haven't found a bug yet. So that version could be unstable. And as they find and fix bugs, then they will increase the patch version. Okay? And finally, if they add a new feature that could potentially break the existing applications that depend upon this version of Mongoose, then they will increase the major version. So the next major version would be 5.0.0. Okay? So this is what we call semantic versioning or SemVer. Now, this caret character that you see tells NPM that we're interested in any version of Mongoose as long as the major version is 4. So if there is a newer, minor, or patch version available, we would be interested in that package as well. So let's say today, when we're starting this project, we're using this version, 4.13.6. 6 months later, somebody checks out this code from our Git repository. Then they restore the packages using npm install. At that time, if there is a newer version of Mongoose available, as long as it's version 4, so there are no breaking changes, there are no major changes, then that newer version will be downloaded and installed inside of the node modules folder. Another way, another syntax to specify this version without using the caret character is like this. 4.x. So these two are equal. Now, sometimes in some real-world applications, instead of the caret character, you may see tilde. Okay? And this means we are interested in any versions as long as the major version is 1 and the minor version is 8. So the alternative syntax to specify this version is like this, 1.8.x. So if there is a newer patch release available, we'll be interested in that version as well. So you can see that the caret and the tilde characters help you keep your applications up to date with the latest releases of these dependencies. However, sometimes this can cause issues in the real world. For example, let's say underscore releases a new version that is 1.8.4. They may fix a bug, but they may break something else. That may interfere with your application. In that case, you want to make sure that you're using the exact same version. So if someone checks out this code from the repository 3 months later, you want to make sure they have the exact same version of underscore that was used on day 1. In order to do that, you simply remove this tilde or caret character. So next time you run npm install, you would get this exact version. So this is how semantic versioning and caret and tilde characters work.